What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of Full Circle. I'm your host, as always, Harmon Jr. Please feel free to find me at Harmon Jr. on all your favorite social media. So, as always, everyone, we got another special one for you, ladies and gents. We got the other half of the trophy room. I told you I would have it. I'm a man of my word. Honestly, a lot sooner than I thought it would be, but hey, it's here. You know him, you love him. It's Mr. BadBit. Everyone give him a round of applause. Ooh.
The crowd goes wild. Hey man, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. I've gotten a lot of good news the past week. It's been crazy, it's been hectic, but hopefully in the coming days things settle down. But overall, overwhelmingly optimistic for the future. That's what I'm doing right now.
All right, that's what
I'm feeling.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. That's good. I like to hear that positivity. Well, yeah. Joe, aka Mr. BadBit, for those who might not know you, which they should, aka, leader of the trophy room. But right. Who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Joseph, aka Mr. BadBit, over there on Twitter. I host a little show called The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast, where each and every Thursday, me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. And yeah, it's a dang treat. So if you like PlayStation, if you like positivity, inclusivity, all that fun stuff, it's definitely a show for you. We're on all the feeds right now. We're at 238 reviews on iTunes worldwide. We're trying to get it to 250 by the end of September. So if you could help us out, that'd be fantastic. You can follow us on Spotify or even the video version of the show that goes up every Thursday on YouTube at the Trophy Room Show on YouTube. So yeah, that's where you can find us, man. That's what we're all about. We're all about PlayStation, positivity, inclusivity, all that good stuff. And we truly mean it. We want to make the best place on the internet, and our audience is just simply fantastic. So yeah, come aboard. This community is just really like the needle in the haystack that is the internet of just positive folks. I love it so much. But yeah, that's what we do. That's what I'm about.
Damn, man. You love to hear. Well, we're going to channel some of that PlayStation energy today because we're going to be talking about Sony's acquisition of Crunchyroll is complete. They own the rights, licensing from games, merchandise, media, toys, everything of hundreds of anime now. And that can have some big implications for the video game world. But before all that, in case you were asleep on the internet today, Idris Elba is going to be Knuckles the Echidna in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie. I am hyped. Jaleel White should have been Sonic. I'm not going to die on that hill today, people, but he just should have been. He was Sonic in every cartoon throughout the 90s. He just should have been. He should have been.
Yeah.
Just saying. But before all that, we're going to talk about ID and Xbox. They had another indie showcase, which, has become... It turned out to be a quirky thing they did, and now it's like, a staple of Xbox. And Joe, real quick, I'm just gonna speak my mind, quick, before I give any journalistic integrity deep dive.
Yeah, speak from your chest, speak from your heart. Go for it.
I did Xbox was a thing to highlight indies, which now in today's world, what is an indie? That is the quintessential question that will drive this industry forward for decades to come. But I'm starting to feel like its showcase is starting to feel a little outdated. Just a little bit. I'm not saying don't highlight indie games, but the whole spectacle of it, I feel like it's shifting from actually showing you these games that are coming out, because the way the internet is and the way things are released, some of the games don't even need to be highlighted, at least not for this showcase. I feel like a lot of bigger games, like a super giant game, will be at a ID at Xbox. I'm like, do they really need that? I mean, people will know about this without being here. And I feel like it's starting to shift to be ID at Xbox is really Xbox new inclusivity program, where they get these people from varied backgrounds to host it, and they're doing it more as to show how inclusive they are rather than the indie games now. So it went from making these games inclusive to making these people hosting it inclusive. And I'll go into that more later, but that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, I think in Echo Chambers this was a fantastic show, but when you take a look at it outside of it, Like I saw a lot of DMs that I was in of like people just face palming, like, what is this? What? And I think you're totally right. It's moved away from the indie games and more of like, look at how quirky and unique we are. And I get why you'd want to do that on a brand level because Xbox doesn't, or we don't consider them like indie in a weird way. Like they started it with the Summer of Arcade, but they haven't really defined themselves, so they're still trying to define themselves in a way. But at the same exact time, it's like, okay, guys, I understand why you went to hire streamers, but like their fake enthusiasm is not selling me one bit. I can see them reading from lines. I'm not buying it, and I think how much good the ID program does is really just hindered by these productions that don't need to exist. I like how the Nindies do it. I like how PlayStation does it, and a few other folks out there have done it. Of just like, here is a voice, and on to the next game. Here is a trailer for indie A, B, and C, and just move on from point to point rather than like, let's have a conversation at these talking points we just saw. And it just didn't, it doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel real to me. I don't know. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
At least it's also way too long. 2 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't need to be that long. So here's my this is a double edged story. Like I hate and love that that they offer these people, and some of these people are very prominent people, and I think anyone who has been denied the shine they deserve, I'll never be upset of them giving the shine.
Yeah.
But what I'm afraid of, and shout out to the people who hosted today's show, y'all did great. It's just that once it becomes formulaic and like we're gonna get marginalized group person A and streamer that doesn't get the shine B, and we're gonna put them in this, especially a 2-hour production. I feel like it needs to be something cooler. It's gonna start feeling like watered down, not because the talent isn't there, because you created this formula of, we gave these people a shot. Look at this. They were on I Did Xbox, which is really something we could have done in just, like you said, a rapid fire 30-minute video. It's kind of like you're giving them the shine and something you don't care about. And I'm not saying that's true. Right. I'm just saying, as a person, as a minority, as someone in one of these groups, say, like, Xbox would come to me and be like, hey, host this up. Like, hell yeah, I'm going to promote this and host it. It'll be cool. But you won't give me the big ticket items. You won't give me, you're almost doing it so when people come and point the finger at you and say you've done nothing, you could be like, oh, yeah, look, I let them play with Legos in the corner. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel you there. I feel you there.
Yeah, and I get, that's why I'm saying, and that's why I get where that you see the stage production, because I'm pretty sure it's an Xbox, so they can't just be themselves fully. There's a certain parameters they have to stay in, and I understand that it comes with some of the territory, but it's just like if it's not gonna be something true, then I'm not saying don't do it at all, because again, like I understand you gotta get your shine where you can,
Yeah.
But
I feel you there too. It's like, I actually really like the EA stuff that we saw from them. Like, have your announcer there, talk about the game, have that little interview, and then move on. We got to move on to things. And here it is, it's just, you're right. It's not giving people the shine that they truly deserve. It's just like here's a pat on the back. And when I take a look at the ID program, as much good as it does, when I'm taking a look at, like, why isn't this on Xbox channel proper? Why isn't this on Xbox YouTube proper? Why like, when I see these videos for these indies, that's how I caught up on most of it, because I couldn't take all the marketing in the way through the show. But like, when I went on their channel, some of these games have hundreds of views. And while that's all fun and good, your Xbox, this should be on your main channel where people are subscribed to, and that will give you way more eyes on that product, and shows way more people that may not be interested in indies but are going to keep subscribed, because they are fans of Xbox, so they'll at least give you more of a chance. I don't like how they have it so separated. I want the indies to feel like they are part of the brand, not just part of this offshoot project, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. And again, people, you can disagree. I understand that might be from both of us a wildly hot take. But
Sure.
I'm just saying, from there's certain things you notice about how certain people do things, and
Yeah.
and I've talked about this behind closed doors, but this is related to what I tell people. If you remember back in 2020, how we have this movement, hire black voices, which then echoed into hire biopic people to basically hire every marginalized group there was, showcase them, highlight them, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not about to break down the minute inertia of that and the ins and outs, but this is my biggest qualm with that movement. We highlight it, we showcase, we introduce, but how many of these people got jobs? And the new formula, like what I did, Xbox, how they've been, Xbox, in general, been showing people is like, cool, none of these people have a job. None of these people are probably even paid to do this because, let's be real, we'll all do it for free happily. So, and I'm just like, I'm scared that this industry is going to has fixed the problem by not fixing the problem, just by highlighting people. Now it's like, look, we know they exist. Here's them doing a thing. They're on the show. And I'm like, give someone a job and a paycheck.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Like, look, everybody loved Paris from the Xbox community. From what I've seen, everybody loved him on that stage. But put him on the main one. You know what I mean? Like, put people in those positions to actually own the moment. And as fun as like these projects are, they're not as big. They're smaller productions. And yeah, like you said, it's kind of like a one and done. It's like, okay, and now streamer A, B, and C, you come over here. You host this thing, and it loses its importance. You need people that are passionate there, that are happy to be there. Not to say those people weren't. Like, Steve did a really good job, but like, I want an indie voice there. I want a person that's passionate about indies. I wouldn't want to be there. I mean, I'd love to be there, but I'm not a good voice for that. Indies aren't my jam. Hire someone that is passionate about the indie scene. And I think Strawberry, I think her name was, passionate about it. So yeah, I'm kind of there with you, man. I give people real opportunities, real chances, hire some folks, and at the same time, when it comes to highlighting these indies, I think there's a more streamlined approach and a more beneficial approach for those indies, because Showcase wasn't it.
Yeah, so just in case, real quick, people, in case you feel bamboozled, because we didn't actually talk about what indies were showcased, here you go. You got Stardew Valley. Yeah, the game that's already pretty much on everything, and if you ain't played it by now, you ain't playing it. You got Sam & Max, which I'm going to be real.
Yeah, go for it.
Sam & Max is not real to me. Like, Sam & Max is a game that I've always heard existed, but I know no one who's played it.
Yeah,
like,
likewise.
I if you love Sam & Max, please talk to me. At me. I want you to. Because they keep remaking, remastering, coming up with a new part. I'm like, who is playing this damn game? I know not a single person. And I know a lot of people who play games.
Yeah, never in my life. Never in my life.
Again, it is forever always been spotlighted, highlighted for something. I'm like, is this one of those games that never came out? Oh, it's come out like 1,000 times in 8 different parts. And man, let me get on that voice acting list, because they must have nonstop checks. Okay, moving on. Ollie World, or Ollie World, which
that looked dope.
It looks dope. It's been looking dope. We got a game that I played at I don't know, a couple of PAXs ago out on the Artful Escape. That looks cool.
Yeah, not my thing, but yeah.
Yeah, we got The Veil, Shadow of the Crown. It is a audio only game, which that I found that interesting. I'm just like, huh. It's one of those things like, I'm not sure this will be good, but hey, I'll play an audio based game just to say that I did. I'm all about
Yeah, that
experimentation.
sounds different. Let's do it.
Yeah, we got Inked, A Tale of Love, is unconventional love story, which I feel like might do good because people won't stop talking about chippery.
Chicory. Yeah.
Like,
I like Chicory a lot. That inked one looked really good. It's maybe a little bit artsy fartsy for my taste, but like I say, even as someone who isn't the biggest fan of indies, this one is definitely one I might be checking to look at. So
yeah, and
sure.
we got the full list. Not posted here. You're listening. I mean, if you want to go look it up, bro, you go look it up. I'm not about to name every game, but I just want to do my due diligence. Yeah, what's up?
I do want to shout out some that were right up my alley. First off,
go ahead.
We didn't mention the game of the year whenever this game comes out. Paparazzi. You're taking pictures of little pups all around town. They're skating. They have fancy meals. You got sheepdogs. You got border collies. You got them all. Love it. Planet of Lana looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the color palette. And Aeon Drive, which looks like a cool Metroidvania that you get to play with your friends. And then there's like competitive multiplayer that's somehow reminiscent of Towerfall. It's really cool looking, really cool 16-bit looking game, right up my alley. And two things. Origami 2, which I'm into now, samurai assassin games. This one looked fantastic. And Loot River still blows my mind how that game's gonna work. So those are the games that spoke to me. There were a few, but again, it's just that presentation. It's like weird.
Bro, I'm not watching anything straight for 2 hours. E3 at home taught me that quite easily.
Exactly.
Okay, but shout out to all the games that got showcased. Indie development. You think development is hard? Indie development is basically working for free sometimes. So shout out to those people for real. But I was gonna say this. This might sound wild. I do not like Metroidvania games. Okay. I love Metroid. No, I love Metroid and I love the entire series. But any game that's not Metroid that does it, I can never get behind. I can't tell you why. So I'm thinking, maybe Metroid's just such a good game that I'm okay with this style of gameplay that don't really speak to me. Or maybe Metroid just has perfected in the way that other games just can't touch. I never played the Castlevania game, so maybe they get it right too. But my thing is, if I didn't play an old game and it originally came out, I don't like going back and play it because old games are hard, people. I'm
right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm one of those, like, the new experience is the best experience. I can't go back to many 16-bit things and going, oh my goodness, here we go, another side scroller, let's do this, and get legitimately excited for it. I can't. The only game that has done that is Dead Cells, because to me it did something extremely different. But I'm right there with you. Metroid Dread will be my first ever Metroid.
Ooh, I'm excited for you. That
should tell you where I'm at.
Well, I recommend going and play. I recommend the Prime series, the Prime trilogy, excuse me, to anyone. I recommend Other M to anyone. Do not take the story seriously. They destroyed Samus's character. I think the writing was horrible. Good game, bad story for an established universe. Great game, great game. I would say the game deserves crap, but not for the game you played. For the story, yes, I can agree. I felt like for such a strong female character to be dumb. Okay, slight tangent. Samus Aran is a strong female character. Like, she has characterization despite never speaking. She is a strong female character. This woman killed her friends in the line of duty, betrayed friends in the line of duty, and when some of her homies became corrupt due to Phazon, killed them without hesitation. So in Other M, this same woman who's already done all these things ran into a slight emotional problem and had a mental breakdown and got beat up. I'm like, okay. I was kind of giving the story a pass, but no. No. She would not do that. She just wouldn't. She is the badasses of the badass. You know what I'm saying? She would make John Wick blush type of woman. So I found that hard to believe. But yeah, Prime series, do it. Other M. Maybe the original Metroids are good or hard to play. I always tell people that they're not as great as people make them out to be if you're not used to it. But I will say this. play Metroid Fusion in terms of TD Metroids. Play Metroid Fusion. Depending on how you love that, then play Super Metroid.
I like. There's not even like a case of like, hey, you might not like it. Like depending on how you love it, go for it. I dig it. I dig it.
Because I feel like Fusion is good enough to where you'll think it's a good game. But if depending on how much you love it, then go explore the other 2D Metroids. But if you wasn't digging it, then stick with the Prime series. And then Metroid Dread will be a new game, so it won't probably have some of the angst.
Right.
Yeah. But speaking of angst, we got a new game showcased after all this yammering and jammering. But Joe, I'm gonna let you take that real quick because you sound like you had something to say before on the pre-show.
Abandoned real-time experience trailer launched on the PlayStation Store. This is after months of weird, vague, cryptic tweets, cryptic blog posts, fake trailers, teases of names that start with S and end with L, trying to convince the world that I am not Hideo Kojima, making an interview the day before this releases, or the trailer's supposed to release, talking about how he's not Hideo Kojima, posting a picture of what is obviously Big Boss, just very blurred out. Abandoned. The real-time experience is out now. You'd think we know what this game is, because again, it's not really called Abandoned. It's called many things, but we'll find out eventually, because this trailer apparently renders and real PS5 gameplay, whatever, did not launch correctly. It didn't launch at all. So their reveal is non-existent. They literally said, hey, and this is the last tweet that they sent. Quick update, we're still working on it. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. This was as of recording 6 hours ago. 6 hours ago. Now, I'm here to say something, Odell.
All right.
Because people were like, I don't know why people are giving this man crap on Twitter. First off, you shouldn't be threatening anybody. Shouldn't be yelling at much. But at the same exact time, you can't be putting out these tweets. You can't be putting out these cryptic, like, this is, Blue Box Studios isn't really our name. It's like, you can't say stuff like that and don't expect the internet not to jump to conclusions, take out the mat, and start playing the game. Like, it's not like that. You can't expect a rational thinking when you're being that cryptic. And so I've been aggravated for months because, listen, I'm not a Silent Hill fan. I'm not a big Kojima fan or Metal Gear. Never played even one of them. I tried. I think Phantom Pain for like.
Hey, cut the show, producer. Cut show. I don't got a producer, so I guess we'll keep rolling. But
but here's the thing. I'm excited for those fans because they deserve that W, and teasing them like this isn't the way to do it. I'm sorry. So for me, I'm just aggravated for the people that are so thirsty for like a Silent Hill and having this breadcrumb trail that people again are jumping to crazy conclusions to, and PlayStation's not jumping in and going, hey gang, this ain't it. Instead, they're, giving them legitimately a platform by putting this trailer up on the PlayStation Store. So we don't know what it is yet, but I'm sick of it, Odell. Like, I'm sick of it. At this point, if they could tell me it's Bloodborne 2, gotcha. Now, Bloodborne, if y'all don't know, my favorite game of all time. And I'd be like, really? Really? Go to hell. Because it's like, you're just trolling. And when people are like, you're yelling at these people, oh, blah, 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 blah. I get it. You shouldn't, but I understand why people are upset. I also understand that if this so-called indie studio just got 55,000 followers in the span of a few months, when we talk about what indie games aspire to be or want the eyes on, 55,000 people. And you could just imagine the traffic that this game has generated SEO-wise. Man, even if like 90% of these people check out of this game, you're still having tens of thousands of eyes on this product interested. So that's all I got, man. This has been embarrassing. I feel for if this is a legitimate problem, I feel bad for the team. I don't feel bad for this guy Hassan that literally no one knows.
It's funny. It's funny because of all it's kind of like a boy who cried wolf story. It's like, is this an issue or is this just more of your nonsense? Like, I don't know if I should come help you because you've just been doing this for a while now, and I'm just kind of over it.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like this guy keeps on saying, "Hey, it's coming out next week," and then, "Oh, actually, beginning of August," and then beginning of August happens. Like it's out in 2 days, and then August 10th, he's like, something went awry." It's like, man, if this is an indie project, then you're in over your head. If this is a bigger project, I'm the publisher calling you up on the phone, going, "What the hell is going on?"
If this is a mass marketing scheme, man, you might want to just go ahead and pull the plug on that and just this ain't it, Chief. But I will say this, people, I'm sorry if we live in an era of visual medium. Video games is probably the most interactive media on the planet. If there's one more interactive, show it to me, because I can't think of one, nor do I know one, nor does one exist. We don't count drugs. Don't do drugs, people.
That's right.
But I'm like, you can't get me hyped off a name and a title card. You know, like Starfield's been doing that, and then we finally got the trailer. If you want to call it that, I'm gonna call it an interactive title card, because that's what it was.
Right.
And people are losing their mind. I'm like, no, it's video. No, what? Oh, the only way a title card can get you excited is like Metroid Prime 4. We know what that is. We know what that's bringing to the table. You can't do that with a new IP. You can't be like, Goob Godders, it's coming 2027. Like, what is Goob Godders? I don't know what that is. What's a gobber? How do I goo it? You know, like, it doesn't. These are just words, people.
Yes.
They're just words. And the, like you said, the BS is making me mad. This like saying there's a game coming out about a plumber from a European country, but not Italy, but a European country. And it's like,
a kingdom, perhaps? Question mark. Who knows?
and my thing is like, okay, I know it's not Mario. I get it's not Mario, but the more you tell me it's not Mario, you're just pissing me off.
That, and like at the same exact time, people are like, "Well, they're from the Netherlands. They don't know English." That's false. Like, English is one of their main like languages. So like, a lot of people speak it there. Let's not be foolish, dumb Americans here.
And let's be real, people. The internet exists. People who speak multiple languages exist. Marketing companies for the sole purpose of marketing to countries that don't know your language exist.
So, yeah. And also, there's a shield bug around here. They want in on this conversation too. Freaked me out. Landed right on my finger. I don't know where it is. Now I'm scared. Nonetheless,
Kill it with fire.
Oh, dude, I hate it. Now it's gonna like crawl on my head and on screen. It's gonna freak me out. But yeah, it's just like, dude, you're totally right. Marketing teams exist, and if you are allowed, think about this. We just talked about this a few weeks ago. PlayStation, very expensive to land on the front page. You're telling me that PlayStation has agreed to not to put you on the front page, give you your own interactive trailer? Who has done that before? On their store? And you could afford that, but you can't afford a PR guy? Get out of here with that nonsense. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it one bit. So to me, like, there are too many holes in this theory to be nonsense, but there's also so much fact that it could be just some guy named Hassan who's, bad at talking to people. But, I'm just annoyed because even if it's Silent Hill, whatever, it's not gonna. It's gonna piss me off. It's like, why didn't you just say that months ago?
And even if it is similar to Metal Gear, which is a great series, by the way, don't let anyone tell you different. Amazing. American Solid 3, one of the best games of all time. All time.
I believe you.
I digress. But similar to Metal Gear, can you even have Silent Hill without Hideo Kojima? It's like, let's say it is a Silent Hill game, but he's not attached to it, so why do I care? I don't like scary games, but I'm just saying, it's like what's Resident Evil without overly cheesy dialogue and without Capcom? Nothing. It's not Resident Evil. It's something else entirely.
Yeah. No, I again, I'm right there with you, man. It's just a weird tangent that I had to talk about because, like, then they also tease, like, "Are you ready?" 9 hours ago, and apparently, like, this person's wearing the same getup from someone from Silent Hill. Again, I'm not into the verse or into this game. So I'm just like, stop teasing this fan base, man. You got them, hook, line, and sinker. Now just reel them in.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But as you were talking about with marketing, talking about some good marketing, Idris Elba tweeted the best tweet of August 2021. In case you didn't know, he announced that he will be Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie, Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic Tails and Knuckles Reloaded. I don't know what they're actually calling the movie, people, but I just gave you some gold titles there, pure gold. But
yeah,
he tweeted a picture of Knuckles' fist and said knock knock, and the internet went ablaze. I won't say he broke it, but definitely, people had to be alert. First of all, people, I'm a huge fan of Knuckles. Black Twitter will be the first one to tell you Knuckles is black. He's one of those characters. It's just the headcanon is true. He's black. How's that true? First of all, play Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Like why is every one of his theme songs why is all his theme songs rap songs that are certified bangers? I do not know. But the significance of Idris Elba's tweet, which I don't know if he knew this, before Knuckles' theme kicks in, it goes, knock, knock, it's Knucks, y'all. So I just thought that was genius. I don't know if it's coincidence or intentional. But anyway, yeah.
Dude, this is awesome. I'm very happy for Black Twitter because, y'all were so freaking hyped. I love it. I haven't seen anything like this since Falcon where was it? Falcon and Winter Soldier. So this is fantastic for me. When it comes to Knuckles, I'm a huge Sonic and Knuckles fan. Like I remember putting that thing into my Genesis, putting in like Sonic 1, Sonic 2 and all that into that weird loader because it was like a cartridge you put in your Sega, and then there's a hatch you let open and you put the other Sonic games in there and bam, Knuckles is in there. And it's like the first true DLC for a video game.
It was the original
awesome.
DLC.
And Knuckles took it one step fucking slap, dude.
Yeah,
Knuckles is my boy.
Bro, it took it one step further because not only was it DLC, it made an entirely new game that was a full new. But yeah, bro, Knuckles slaps. I remember I wrote an article about who should be in the Sonic movie when it was first announced, and I cast The Rock as Knuckles, but Idris Elba, I will say I'll take the L on that one. That's probably the better choice. And the thing that blows my mind about this is that
what's that?
No, first shout out to Paramount because we all know the story. They showed the Sonic trailer. Sonic looked like certified caca, booty, garbage.
That's right.
Asinineness. But they listen to fans, rightfully so. And I get it. I mean, they weren't obligated to fix it, but they did. Somebody cared. Thank God for them because they fixed it. They tweaked some little things, and the movie actually turned out to be great. The last movie I saw before COVID, it always have a special place in my heart. I also love Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was my first game I ever owned. That was my game, so that's why I love Sonic. And so the thing I really found interesting about this Knuckles thing is that they got an A-lister. They got someone cool. Let's be real. Idris Elba's just cool. He's already just coming off a super high. And I'm like, unlike so many other video game movies or properties, this is the first time I feel like people are invested on making this good. Or at least doing their damnedest to make it good. And I'm just floored, honestly. I know I'm just
man. No, that's... Man, this is your thing. Gush about it. Yeah, for me, Idris Elba is a huge star, and coming off of Suicide Squad, which is like totally think about transitioning from different films. Like this is really awesome. That you're right, a really talented actor is going to be portraying a role for a children's film. Let's be real, but that tells you that this studio wants this to be taken seriously and wants some level of spotlight on this film. So this is a really big deal. I'm really happy for a lot of folks out there. I'm really happy for my mother most of all, because she is thirsty for Idris Elba. My mother had a picture of him from the set of Luther on her desktop. My mother is adorable. It's like, oh my God, Idris Elba. She's my favorite. I'm like, Miriam. So yeah, my mother's gonna love it. The internet's already thirsting over him. So they already got the line of what he says in The Office, like, I know my effects on women.
Yeah.
Like, voiceover on Knuckles.
The Knuckles fan
So
art's probably gonna go places it should never went. In the next couple of weeks.
absolutely, it's gonna get grotesque. So yeah, man, this is awesome, and I'm excited for Sonic fans. You guys have it's weird because Odell, I'm gonna trigger you real bad. You ready?
All right.
It's weird that one of the most overrated series has one of the best, if not the best, video game movie ever. Because let's be real, there hasn't been a good Sonic since Colors, and then since Colors, when was there a good Sonic game?
Okay. First, I feel like the HD remake should have been Sonic Adventure, the first one, or a compilation of Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 remake, not Colors. But whatever. Colors gets a nice silver medal. If you weren't gonna go Sonic Adventure, Colors was probably the only one that could suffice. 2. I don't know if you remember, but Greg Miller maybe like 2-3 months ago tweeted out, "What's the bigger IP, Legend of Zelda or Sonic?" And I said that it's because he said IP. If you meant solely in the realm of video games, Zelda wins it 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, hell. But when you're talking about IP, because I always tell people, like, I love Pokemon, and my love of Pokemon stems from the game, then the anime, and then But when you talk about Pokemon is so much more than its video game. And Sonic is so much more than its video game. So when you compare Sonic to Zelda in its entirety of property, Sonic wins night and day because people love Sonic. Like, Sonic games have suffered. But I will tell you this. I don't think Sonic is overrated. I think Sonic is just a cherished character that people just want to succeed from their memories and from things maybe not related to video games. Because Sonic is cool. I always say this, Jaleel White should have voiced Sonic for the movie. Oh, well, maybe he was busy. I don't know. I don't know if he even wanted to. But I'm just saying, if the stars aligned, he would have. Sonic is cool. He's had so many cartoons, properties. Like, I've met multiple people who said they only like chili dogs because Sonic liked chili dogs.
And that's the thing. So, like, cultural impact worldwide. Dude, Sonic wins 9 times out of 10. Legend of Zelda is a great series, don't get me wrong, but it does pale in comparison to Sonic in terms of cultural. Look, every hedgehog, what's their name? It's always Sonic. Yeah, chili cheese dogs. That's a Sonic thing. All the cartoons, like, I see, like, they're like Boom or whatever is on Netflix. Like, yeah, Sonic is a mainstay mascot that just hasn't had great games recently. When it comes to Zelda, I'm going to argue one thing. I think culturally in the land of video games, like, its importance on this industry, it's probably the most important franchise out there, just off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, case can be made for that. Even if it's not true, no one's going to argue that it's going to be in the conversation regardless.
Yeah. So I mean, just like you could take a look at the first Legend of Zelda. You could take a look at Ocarina of Time. You could take a look at Breath of the Wild. It's always a great example. People like to throw out there, though. It's overrated. Horizon was my game of the year that year, and I'll die on that molehill. But nonetheless, like, level design, so many games are inspired from that. So to me, I think it's in game design, Zelda's definitely the winner there. But IP, Sonic takes that. Not even a contest.
And you know what's interesting? Because, I love Sonic for, being my first true video game, and he's just a cool cat, man. Like, Sonic is someone you want to hang out with. But it's weird because how many franchises could survive that many bad games and people still want games to come out? So I can't think of not one franchise that could be allotted so many mediocre to bad games and still be around. Like, I that is impressive. Like, I feel like some colleges do a case study on that. Like, bro, like, I'm serious. Think about this. Skyward Sword is not a bad game, but it's bad by Zelda standards, and it gets washed nonstop. Damn near okay, for people visually watching, I'll tell you the list is what I'm about to do. But Joe, real quick, tell me you think Skyward Sword is a great game. Just tell me.
Skyward Sword's a great game.
Oh, almost. Oh, beat your ass. Like, that's how people react. For those watching, yeah. I raised my fist and made a mean face because I was about to whoop them for saying such nonsense. That's one game
I couldn't even believe. Yeah,
that's one game from the Legend of Zelda series that's in essence truly not a bad game, but maybe it's bad by Zelda standards. It has some things that holds it back, but still solid, great game. And people drag it so much that even uttering that you think it's okay will get you beat. But Sonic has had legit certified. I play Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight people on Wii. So don't at me. I played these games. Don't be like, oh, you're just saying it because people saying nah. I've been there. I had to stop myself from buying certain Sonic games. I was like, I can't do this. I can't get hurt again. But no, I played the trash. You know, Sonic Generations was okay. Sonic Generations to me should be the low bar for a Sonic game. Like, it can't be any worse than that. It has to always be at least that. But I digress. It's amazing that I'm hoping this new Sonic project that they announced is something good because, boy, if any franchise needs a dub, it is Sonic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I mean, hell, I don't know. Again, how do you feel about Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 if you played them?
Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. What console was that one?
Dreamcast.
No, I didn't own a Dreamcast. I just remember one of them had a weird human relationship.
Oh, no, that was Sonic the Hedgehog 07. It's called Sonic the Hedgehog, but it came out in 07. No, they remade them on the GameCube. Sonic Adventure 1 is the one with the whale. I know we've all seen the demo where, he's running along the boardwalk, the killer whales destroying it behind them. And then Sonic Adventure 2 is where you get the edgelord of all hedgehogs, Shadow the Hedgehog, and the grinding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They remade them for GameCube.
No, for me,
if you need to play them.
Yeah, for me, I never owned a Dreamcast, and it was, as a kid, one of the consoles I always wanted. Oddly enough, and I never got it. Damn it, Mom.
Why? But yeah, people, I will die on that molehill that Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 were great games at the time. Okay, by today's standards, they're still playable, unlike the original Final Fantasy VII. Will die on that mountain quite easily.
Fair enough, because, again, for me, my first Final Fantasy game is Remake.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Okay, here's my thing.
I was restricted to everybody. I just need to let the audience know. Tifa, get it. Cloud and Address, get it. Aerith, get it. What's the bad guy's name?
Sephiroth?
Sephiroth, oh my god, Dreamboat, get it. All of them.
All right.
I've never been more sexually confused in my life till that game.
All right.
Sorry, I got the vapors.
So, my thing is, I'm not into muscular women. Sexually attraction. I'm not saying women have muscles. I'm just saying, like, per my what attracts me sexually. But my God, Tifa changed that. Tifa, sweating.
Tifa bullets. Could throw me through a fucking wall. That's my final cuss word. You want to bleep that out? Be my guest. But I would thank her mid-throw. I'm like, thank you, Tifa.
I don't know. So. It might be because I'm from the South, but Aerith ain't got enough curves for me. Somebody feed this poor child. Yeah. Like, I saw her in that dress, and I was like, are you a mannequin? Are you a rat?
That's right.
That's just me. I'm sorry. I would invite Aerith over and be like, here's some yams, some taters. Feed this girl.
That's right.
I'm not going to lie.
And then there's something about Cloud.
Yeah. I would not clap Cloud's cheeks. But I will admit, he looked better in the dress than I gave him initial credit for.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. Cloud, call me. Let's set something up.
All right. I don't know who else who tickles. I haven't played Integrate yet, so I don't know. I haven't seen Yuffie, but we're not that type of podcast. We're not.
You're right. That's the after hours.
But no, let's be real, man. Tifa. Oh my God.
I know, man. I know. It's not even fair.
Well,
my best friend, real talk, and then we'll get into the next thing, I promise. A video game is popular when my best friend, she'll text me going, who's this? And she did that twice. She did that for the tall lady in Resident Evil, right? And then she did that for Tifa. She's like, who's this? And do you think I can pull it off? And I'm like, Tifa's untouchable. All right. Keep dreaming.
Well, talking about, anime bodies. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how we're doing it.
One thirst to the other. Let's go.
Yeah. So if you remember way back when we actually talked about on the show, people, Sony announced that they were gonna acquire Crunchyroll, and I was like, "What?
Mhm.
That's crazy." You know what I'm saying? But they now is officially over. They announced it back in October 2020. The acquisition began December 2020, and as of now, August 2021, Sony has completed their deal for $1.175 billion. That's a lot of bucks for those who don't know. And they have 120 million registered users. Crunchyroll does in over 200 countries, and Sony has the licensing rights to basically, besides the streaming rights, gaming rights, toys, deals, the whole shebang. I'm pretty sure there's probably something they don't own, but they own basically most of these IPs, digital, physical features. And the interesting thing about this is because, wow, big power move by Sony. I don't think they're gonna do anything like you can't stream Crunchyroll on Xbox. I don't think they would hold fans out like that. That would be a dick move, right. Sony. Don't do that. But but the more interesting thing Joel's telling you about this is in the video game aspect. Sony hasn't announced any of their plans to do what they might do with any of these video game licenses to all these animes, from Jujutsu Kaisen to My Hero to One Piece to, lesser ones like, Rent a Girlfriend, which is actually a wholesome series, people. If you watch it, I recommend it. It's cute. But do you think they're going to actually, because that would be a major move if they have all the rights to these. Right. Like, let's say you give it to a PlayStation studio. Santa Monica is making a insert popular anime game, and then you have PlayStation Studios proper making this anime game, and then you to Blue Point you toss out another IP, and we go from like basically because anime games I more or less there's some exceptions, usually are mediocre fighters. That's all they really do with the IP.
Right. I got a question for you because I'm not a big anime person whatsoever.
Shame.
I know. All I got's Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Boo me, boo. I get it. But do they own do they own My Hero Academia and like Naruto and like Full Metal Alchemist? These are names I'm reading off lists. I have no idea what they look like. Would they actually own them, or just the rights to stream those things?
Okay, so officially it reads they have the theatrical events, home entertainments, game streaming, and linear TV.
Oh wow! Okay, so that is freaking crazy.
So again, it's not everything, but
right.
Most of it here is the games. But so the way it works, I'm sure they're not the writer or nothing, so they can't direct how the story goes. They're not the production studio like the Studio Bones and Mappa and some of the other big ones. So they have no say in any of the creative process. But I guess again, once it's made, once the product is finished, what happens to it there is up to them. Is if I understand this legally correct, and of course if they ultimately say this show can't be on Netflix, well it's what Disney Plus did. Our shows exist everywhere, but slowly they will only be where we want them to be. And I assume Sony will do something similar. Not saying that the only place to watch these will be in some type of PlayStation service or a PlayStation device, but definitely there, and then in terms of theater rights, in home entertainment, I guess they just get a cut from that. It's not like they're going to be like, this Blu-ray only works on the PlayStation 5.
So with that said, I don't think when it comes to Sony's positioning themselves in the marketplace, it's really weird because they are making these not to say weird moves, but they're being, for such a large company, they're maneuvering in such fast ways in terms of navigating the entertainment sphere and navigating games and navigating hardware, things they used to lead in, they don't anymore, and trying to find where their strength is as a company. So what I think Sony sees with this move and with the purchase of Funimation on top of it is an opportunity to say we're going to own the anime marketing, streaming market, right? We're seeing Netflix navigate into animated stuff. We're seeing Hulu navigate into some animated stuff. So I think this is their way of saying we're going to secure our future in this streaming service, not with like creating the next Handmaid's Tale or next Stranger Things, but by owning this niche marketplace that is anime that is also growing in other places as well. So that's, I think, Sony as proper their move is. Now their next move is how do we leverage these IPs? Now, for me as a PlayStation fan, I don't want Santa Monica working on a Naruto game. I just don't. I'm sorry, but Corey, keep making those God of Wars. Neil will make something. Maybe he'll make a Death Note, but
You know what?
when it comes
maybe that could work.
maybe when it comes to their Western studios, they're gonna stick to what's working there. There's been a lot of shifting in Japan when it comes to what PlayStation is over there. I think the straight up murder that was Japan Studios crushed a lot of people. I mean, jobs wise and fans wise. So to me, Japan Studio was a company that did weird, Japanese styled games. Like I was playing Gravity Rush. I'm like, this game's great, but it doesn't translate to the Western audiences, and that's what Sony and PlayStation want to do. So what I would probably think PlayStation does is kind of take these games and toss them to second party studios or toss them to other publishers and say here's what you can do here, or the rumor in the making that Arc System Works is coming onto the Sony family, PlayStation family. This is an opportunity for PlayStation to say, okay, you have the roster of all these amazing amazing anime franchises. Let's make a fighter out of this. Let's get weird. And I think that's something that I think they would be into that idea. Putting in studios that are either smaller or other publishers and kind of licensing them out, or literally creating studios in-house to handle these things. That's where I think Sony's going. But more importantly, and this is how I'll transition to this point, and I want to know what you think there too, but from Eurogamer, this is a quote straight from them. There's also potential plans to offer Crunchyroll as part of a more expensive premium PlayStation Plus offering. Eurogamer understands. So what if this is PlayStation's all access pass? Get Funimation, get Crunchyroll, get PlayStation Now, get PlayStation Plus, all bundled together. And that's how you integrate Sony property with PlayStation property. And that's how you get that synergy that Sony is seemingly all about now.
Right. I mean, that would be smart. Okay, one, I'll break this down. Let's just say, keep in mind, people.
Sony break it down, because that was a rant.
Yeah. I'm saying, keep in mind, people. Ultimately, no one knows what they're actually going to do. They could honestly not do anything but just cash a check if they truly wanted to, because we don't know. So it's pure speculation. So that'll be cool because like anime is super popular. Anime and video games, they're close friends. I won't say they're attached at the hip, but they're definitely close friends.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're telling me I have all access to this anime and all this streaming services and I can just keep playing for my PlayStation Plus, which I'm going to pay for anyway. I'm like, bro, all day, every day, not even a choice. And like I said, Crunchyroll has currently 120 million registered users in across 200 countries. That's all the marketing you would ever need right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, because ultimately, just because they have the right to use these IPs to make games doesn't mean they will. It just comes with the. I mean, again, they pay $1.1 billion. I need to have the rights to everything if I'm dropping that money.
Right.
And
well, Odell, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why buy Crunchyroll? You already got Funimation. I saw this tweet and I had to mention it. Why not buy some PlayStation Studios with this? It's $1 billion.
Oh well, that's see, this is the part where I'm like, this has to be something game related as well. Like, if this is just purely Sony, the head company move, without PlayStation being a factor, I just find it hard to believe. Again, $1.1 billion, and Crunchyroll is okay. In the anime world, Crunchyroll like face stomps Funimation. I'm not saying Funimation just in terms of like popularity, what their library and stuff. Crunchyroll has a convention every year, or that's the Crunchyroll Con. Crunchyroll is a humongous presence within anime, the anime world. Crunchyroll did something because back in the day you had to pirate anime, you had to go on all these bootleg websites, and then Crunchyroll came in. Funimation was doing it, but Crunchyroll came in and became the Netflix of anime, the Hulu of anime. It became the everything for anime. It became the one-stop shop, regardless of what country you're in. This is how you get anime. Before Crunchyroll, you have to just go in the wild west.
Okay.
Yeah. So so this acquisition, like, I don't know how it fully breaks down, but let's just say any anime that's on Crunchyroll that have the IP too. I'm pretty sure that's not the case because there's things. But think about this. Think about how popular DBZ Fighters became. I mean, it's a good game, but think it's fine. Think about how good Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which I will argue is a very bare bones game, but did extremely well because people care about these. Like we're talking about Sonic, people care about these properties. There's definitely money to be made. So my hope is that instead of getting a mediocre fighter to possibly in Dragon Ball Z Fighters, case a good fighter, we get full-fledged adventure games because you can do anything. You go RPG, you can go action adventure, and you won't really have to convince people to buy because these are all humongous IPs. And you make killer games with these IPs, it's self-explanatory. It's racks on racks on racks at that point.
Yeah, I mean, you're making so much great sense because while you were talking, the thing I was thinking of is Bandai Namco, or as we call it at the trophy room, Bandy Namki. Listen, this is a publisher that works with a lot of external second-party developers to make games for them, and so I am thinking of like Fighters. I'm thinking of Kakarot. I'm also thinking of like Scarlet Nexus, right? Mm-hmm. You're taking a look at all the work that they do. What's to say that PlayStation can't go like, okay, so this small studio here go make something weird with a Naruto. You over here go make a My Hero Academia RPG. And then you have all these anime properties, right? PlayStation only, or
it's done,
PlayStation
right?
PC.
It's a wrap.
And that's another way of strengthening your brand because you're having this. What you're telling me again, as a non-anime person here, you're telling me this is the one-stop shop for your anime. You're gonna have cons. You're gonna have PlayStation 5s plastered all in the marketing of that. That's synergy, baby. That right there is gonna drive people to your ecosystems. I think that's a really great idea, and I'm really interested in how they integrate and probably merge a Funimation and Crunchyroll together to make the ultimate like anime service. I'm even curious of how they integrate that with PlayStation because again, we're seeing it happening. They're testing it out in Poland where they're giving you movies as well as games. So Sony's trying stuff. It's trying some weird stuff. And I'm really interested to see where the future of this company is in the next 5 to 10 years because again, the moves that they are making, they can't make big moves like a Microsoft or a Samsung or an LG or what have you, but they're making these different moves in the entertainment field that are really interesting to watch. So I think the keep an eye on this little company called Sony. I think they're going places.
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's pure speculation. Like ultimately, this could just be a check for them. Like we just own the rights, and all we're just doing is streaming and somehow make it PlayStation Eco service, Mm-hmm. But who knows? It's the thing. It's what I like. It's the potential to be great, and I'm trying to keep it focused with only games because there's so many properties out there that could easily be translated to a game, and yes, production stuff, but Sony's a big boy. They can find the resources that And so instead of getting like a quick cash grab Naruto game or a quick cash grab, insert the popular anime fighter, Jujutsu Kaisen the fighter, that seems to be like the next. You get like an actual full-fledged narrative experience, I'm trying to think of a game that did that well. I can't think, but there has been games that okay, think about this, you get like a Lara Croft experience, something that's a movie but equally part good game that's based off, the game's based off the IP, the IP's based off the game, however, you want to word that. And so look, you get the newest anime movie and the newest game. That's back in the day, we all remember, they all sucked, but sometimes you got lightning in the bottle, like Spider-Man 2 is good, and Spider-Man 2, the game is good. So now, you got the new popular anime with the corresponding game. Bruh, racks on racks on racks on racks.
Yeah, and I mean, I know and maybe it's just social spheres, but again, like, I know, like, things like My Hero Academia is absolutely freaking huge. And so if you can get these big anime series and translate them over to games in any which way, it's going to be a big win for PlayStation, a big win for Sony. And to me, the way I'm thinking of it right now, if I'm PlayStation, is like, yeah, how do I give people some good narrative experiences, but how do I enhance PlayStation Plus / Now? Because they just hemorrhaged some a rather big number, 1.3 million subscribers last quarter. So how do we make that more enticing for people that don't just play online? And at the same exact time, how do we entice people that play online? And I think you're going to see some really cool things happen in the next few years because of that. So yeah. This is cool. This is cool to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if they announce something major, y'all can hear it on the Trophy Room.
That's right.
Y'all check that out. Well, Joe, real quick, I want to thank you for having me. I mean,
you're welcome.
I want to thank you for joining me. That's right, people. This is the announcement. Joe is taking over Full Circle Podcast. I'm out.
What up? We've come full circle today. Odell, where can people find you?
But yes, Joe, real quick, where can people find you, keep up with you and all your doings?
So you can find me over at Mr. BadBit on Twitter. You can find the Trophy Room on Twitter at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. You can check out the latest and greatest over there. Or if you really like my voice and you want to know what the Trophy Room's all about, yet again, it is a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players, where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation each and every Thursday. You can check out the Trophy Room on YouTube, on Spotify, on Google Play, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your podcast service of choice. Follow us there, rate us 5 stars. It really does help us out. Grows this big, beautiful family over here on the Trophy Room. So yeah, thank you for having me, Odell. This is a blast, and I hope we didn't go long, but knowing me, it went long.
No, we're good. We're like at 1 hour and 3 minutes, something like that.
Woo! All right, world record.
But yeah, people. So as always, make sure to like, share, subscribe. You can do that for free $99. So why not do it now if you're already here? But if you want to throw some couple bucks this way, there's a Patreon at Full Circle Productions. It's all the links and stuff. I want to thank the Patrons: Rachel Coleman, Bake Rice, Ryan Frazier, Gabriel Cleveland, and Gabriel Garcia. Also, Patrons, if you want to be on the show, let me know. Ryan Frazier was. We had a great time. So I'm just saying, come have fun. But, you can follow me at Harmon Jr. on all your favorite social medias. You can find the show at Full Circle Podcast 23 or FC Podcast 23. Search either one and it will come up. But it's over this week. Thank you again, Joe. And as always, everyone, have a great week and be blessed.